All right, everybody. Welcome to Hooligans Underground and welcome to Standing Room Only.
Yay!
All
Yay!
right. You guys, we all looking good tonight, and I hope y'all are laughing good tonight. So, all right, I'm going to start with this one. And guess what, y'all? It's a Boudreaux joke.
Oh
Now,
no, you kidding?
yeah. Now, Boudreaux and Thibodeau were taking a long overdue vacation. Now, they was planning on going to spend a week down at Holly Beach, also known as the Cajun Riviera, and they stopped to get a bite to eat along the way. Now, after they left the truck stop restaurant and had gotten several miles down the road, Thibodeau suddenly realized he had forgot his sunglasses at the restaurant. Now, they had to travel several more miles to find a turnaround. You know, them interstates, you got to go a little ways sometime.
Mm-hmm.
So Boudreaux, he mad. He's ranting and raving the whole way back, giving Thibodeau a hard time for being so damn forgetful. So by the time they got back to the truck stop, Thibodeau he was feeling really bad about giving Boudreaux trouble. Thibodeau's the truck, his glasses. Boudreaux say, "Yo, Thibodeau, by the way, while you in there, grab my hat too." That damn Boudreaux.
Dang!
And my wallet and my keys to the car that we were driving. Yeah.
Yeah. Now Boudreaux down at the bar again, y'all, and he had quite a few drinks already. At about 2 o'clock, last round is called, and although he knows he shouldn't do it, he ordered one more beer simply because he could. Now after that final beer, he slid down from his stool and immediately falls to the floor. Now this surprised him. He knew he had some. He knew he had so much to drink, but not too much. He shouldn't have fallen. He tried to get up, and again he falls. After several more attempts, he gives up, decided he's just gonna crawl home. Now at the door of his house, he don't realize it's better not to stand up, since he was most certainly just gonna fall again. And also he didn't want to make wake up Marie. So he managed to crawl quietly into the house and into his bed and slips under the covers without waking up. The next morning, Marie, she furious, said, "Boo, did you get drunk again last night?" Now Boudreaux was surprised that he done got caught by that, and he asked her how she knew. And she said, "Boudreaux, the ball just called. You left your wheelchair again." Y'all, I don't know where I find these things. I really don't. I don't know where I find these
That's
jokes.
cute. That's cute.
All right, I'm gonna do one more before we get volunteers. So Boudreaux, Thibodeau, and Abel were talking over their brewskis the other day down at the Bayou Bar. Thibodeau and Abel were discussing how they have total control over their wives. Now Boudreaux, he was being real quiet. After a while, Thibodeau asked Boudreaux, "And how about you, Boudreaux? You got the control at your house or no?" When Boudreaux said, "Now let me tell y'all, the other night my wife, Marie, she came to me on her hands and knees, y'all." Thibodeau said, "Yeah? And what happened then, Boudreaux?" Now, about this time, Boudreaux took him a healthy sip of his beer, and now he kind of mumbled this out. He said, "Well, that's what she told me. Come out from under that bed, you coward, and fight me like a man." Because we know Marie wear the pants in that house.
Yeah, she
She in,
does.
she in control.
She's a Gleesa for sure.
I didn't say that.
I did.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
All
Yes,
right,
you
guys.
do.
Open mic. Whoever want to come up here, come on up here.
I'll get mine done first and get it over with here.
Okay, why first?
Yeah,
All
let me
right,
stand up
everybody.
and
Big
walk up
warm
there and
welcome. Big
see
applause
if I
for
can
why.
get up there on that damn stool and well, hell, you moved around and I was zoned in on you, you nut.
I'm sorry. I
Well,
was
now
getting
I'm
out of
still
your way.
zoned in on you,
Last
and what
time I
am I
didn't move
doing?
fast enough, you cursed me.
I didn't say
That's
anything
how I
real
moved
mean.
around
I didn't
when
say
I
anything real
moved
mean
around
to
when
you.
I told her.
Alright.
No, you
No,
didn't.
no.
But you still cursed me.
Alright, well, always thought
Them
I'd be a
asses are
writer.
sensitive to that stuff.
Maybe I will still be a writer one day. You never know. You never know, but I doubt it. Uh, but I'll have some art and literature kind of jokes here. This writer died, and St. Peter offered him the choice of hell or heaven. Well, to see what he has in store, St. Peter takes him to hell, and there's rows and rows of writers chained to the desks being whipped by demons in a steaming dungeon. But when they get to heaven, the writer's astonished to see that nothing's changed. There's rows and rows of writers chained to their desks in a steaming dungeon, too, being whipped. Hey, the writer says, this is just as bad as hell. Well, hell no, it's not, said St. Peter. Up here you get published. This young man professed a desire to become a great writer, and when asked to define great, he said, well, I want to write stuff that the whole world will read. Stuff people will react to on a really emotional level. Stuff that will make them scream, cry, in pain and anger. And he now works for Microsoft writing error messages.
I will do it.
Yeah, that's a funny. That's a good one.
All right, an artist says to a critic, so what is your opinion of my painting? And the critic says, it's worthless. And the artist says, I know it's worthless, but I'd like to hear it anyway. This blonde is introduced to an author at a party. My last book was incredibly difficult, the author says. It took me 6 years, over 6 years actually, to complete. Oh, I can sympathize, says the blonde. I'm a slow reader myself. Of course, Vincent van Gogh was notoriously vague. Whatever you said to him just went in one ear and straight out the same ear. Yeah. Well, she asked a famous artist if he would paint her in the nude, and he said that was fine, but he'd have to keep his socks on, or otherwise he'd have nowhere to put his brushes. You know, the pen is mightier than the sword, but only if the sword's really small and the pen's really, really sharp.
It's true.
What did the blonde say when she got a book for her birthday? Oh, she said, thanks, but I already got one. This blonde man walks into a bookshop and he goes, can I have a book by Shakespeare? Well, of course, sir, said the salesman. Which one? And the man says, well, William?
Of course, William.
Tom says to Dick, hey, that's a great collection of books you got there. But why do you have them all on the floor? You should put up some shelves. And Dick says, well, I would put them on shelves, but nobody wants to lend me the shelves. This woman goes into an art gallery and she sees 2 still life pictures. Both are of a table laid out for lunch with a glass of wine, basket of bread rolls, plate of sliced ham. But one picture selling for $75, the other's $100. Hey, Cesar. Well, she's curious, so she goes to the gallery owner and she says, what's the difference in the 2 pictures? And the owner says, see that $100 painting? You get more ham on that one. This writer sent a manuscript to a publisher with a note saying, none of the characters in this story bear any resemblance to any person living or dead. And the publisher sent back a book with the note saying, well, that's what's wrong with the damn thing. Yeah, and that's true too. All right, so I have some Battle of the Sexes. This is
Oh,
the
no.
Men and women jokes, okay? What would men be without women? Anybody know?
Well, many times
S-
happy.
Lonely.
Scarce, sir. Mighty scarce. That's a Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And it's women's fault that men lie to them. They ask too many fucking questions.
I
That's
agree with
true.
that one.
Yeah.
100%.
Here are 5 secrets to a great relationship. Number 1, it's important to find a man who works around the house, occasionally cooks and cleans, and who has a job. 2, it's important to find a man who makes you laugh. 3, it's important to find a man who's dependable, respectful, and doesn't lie. 4, it's important to find a man who's good in bed and who loves to have sex with you. And 5, it's really important that these 4 men never meet each other.
Oh my.
And that's mine for the
Hell
night,
yeah.
boys and girls.
I
All right,
like that.
well,
Very good, why?
Good job.
and for
Yay.
wine.
Randy!
All right. Now, Boudreaux was down at the Montgomery Wards at the Northgate Mall looking at the hand saws. And now the salesman come up and asked him if he could help. Boudreaux said he had a lot of trees to cut down and needed a new saw. The salesman began to extol the virtues and advantages of the new Husqvarna chainsaw with a 42-inch blade and told Boudreaux that he could cut them trees down fast. Now Boudreaux, he bought that saw and he left. Only 2 days later, he returned telling the salesman that it was the slowest saw he had ever heard of and he had spent 2 days cutting and only managed to fell 10 trees. And he wanted his money back. Now the salesman was confused. He said, let me check this thing out. And he proceeded to set the choke. He set the pump and he pressed that little bubbly thing. And just as he had told Boudreaux to do, he gave him instructions. Then he set the throttle and jerked the cord. Saw started up immediately. Now Boudreaux jumped back and he said, now what the hell is that noise? Boudreaux, he chopped down all them trees and he didn't even start the saw, y'all.
Oh, I.
Oh my gosh. That was a stupid one. Now,
That's a good one, actually.
Thibodeau, y'all know he old. He just turned 70 years old the other day. And he decided to go see Dr. Boudreaux for his physical. Now, all his tests came back okay. And Boudreaux said, Tib, everything looks great physically. How you doing mentally and emotionally? Are you at peace with yourself? How are you spiritually? Now Thibodeau replies, oh, Doc, spiritually, I'm doing great. Me and God, we real tight. God takes real good care of me. In fact, when I pulls up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, when I walk in there, God turns on the light for me. And when I finish, turns off the light for me. Dr. Boudreaux tells him, man, Tib, that's great. Really great. Now, later that day, after he had thought about it for a while, it started to bother the doc, thinking that maybe Thibodeau was imagining things, like old people sometimes do. Now, so Thibodeau calls, he calls Marie. Wait a minute. Boudreaux calls Clotilde. Damn it. And he tells Clotilde about all that. And he said, Tib just fine and a little worried about him mentally. He told him about the bathroom thing. Oh, Clotilde said, God damn it, Thibodeau. He's peeing in the damn refrigerator again.
That's God.
Oh, man.
There is God in every refrigerator. Mm-hmm.
You seen that in real life? Damn. All right, y'all. This is a sad one. Thibodeau's, he went to see Father Boudreaux at the Catholic church down the road, and he asked him if he'd do a funeral service for his favorite coon dog. He just died. Now, Father Boudreaux tell him that they don't do masses for animals. But yo, there's a church down the road. It's kind of new, and they may do animal services. Now, Thibodeau say, man, okay, I'm gonna go over there right now and see. You think $10,000 donation in that church will be enough for the service? Now, Father Boudreaux, he perks up at that. Oh, my friend, come on inside. You didn't tell me that coon dog was Catholic. Shame on me. Shame on me. I shouldn't have said that one. I really shouldn't have. But I'm gonna make up for that blasphemous shit right now. Damn blasphemy, I tell you. I got another one. It ain't so bad. Boudreaux was down at the city ball in Maurice, Louisiana. Now he had several beers under his belt. Now after a while, he looks at the guy sitting next to him and he says, "Hey, you want to hear a good Aggie joke?" Big guy replies, "Let me tell you something. I'm an oil field roughneck. I weigh 270 pounds, and I don't like Cajuns. My buddy here, he's a pro football player. He weighs 300 pounds, and he don't like those Cajuns either. Now, his friend on the other side is a professional wrestler, 320 pounds. He don't like Cajuns either. And we all Aggies. Do you really want to tell us an Aggie joke, Boudreaux?" Now, Boudreaux, all 150 pounds of coon-ass Cajun attitude, said, "Man, I guess not. I don't want to have to explain it all 3 times over." Seems like I remember a blonde joke that was something similar to that, huh? All right. Who want to go turd?
Me? I can.
Gleesa!
Okay.
Yay!
Gleesa.
Yay,
All right, let's everybody. Let's welcome Gleesa
Okay.
to the stage.
Hey, Gleesa.
Yay!
Yay!
If it'll work tonight. Ah, yay! I'm not hugging myself in pity. Happy standing room only Tuesday night.
Yay.
Wow, it's been a week. I thought I'd start by asking you to do me a favor. Nick mentioned this a couple weeks ago, and he asked everyone not to run up and slap him. And I'm going to ask you the same because I'm going to bring you back to the Oscars tonight.
Oh, goody.
Okay.
What did Will Smith leave on Chris Rock?
Freaking hand.
Fresh Prince.
Oh, that's clever!
And why did Will use an open hand? Paper beats rock.
Yeah. I never thought about that. I was wondering why he slapped him like a girl.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Now you know.
And out of a room of about 100 people, 99 of those people are not going to slap you, but one will.
One will.
But one will.
One will.
That's
Will,
funny.
will,
That's
will.
clever.
And Chris Rock, the poor Chris Rock, he couldn't figure out why Will Smith was on stage with him. And then it hit him. Now, there are two conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories already. One is that it was staged, and two is that it was not staged. Now, I can give you valid points for both of those.
Okay.
First, it was staged. The audience was filled with paid actors.
Huh?
That's right.
The entire audience was filled with paid actors at the Oscars.
Oh, yeah, paid actors. That's what. Okay, I can hear.
And two, it was not staged because Will Smith's son wasn't cast in it. So that's all my Oscar stuff. I'm gonna slip into a
That
letter
was
to.
funny. I liked
I'm
it.
gonna.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm
no.
gonna slip right now. Slip right into a letter to alcohol. Dear
Alcohol.
alcohol, we had a deal where you would make me funny, smarter, and a better dancer. Yeah, yeah. Well, I saw the video and we need to talk.
Yeah.
oh.
And back there, hey, bartender, I need a beer. I got way too much blood in my alcohol system. And this is me to Fid the other night. I love you. And Fid to me, is that you or the wine talking? Me to Fid, it's me talking to the wine.
Yeah.
And that's it. I need to replenish my drinks. That's all I have.
Oh,
Yay, Gleesa!
lovely.
Yay!
Yay.
Big hand for Gleesa.
Yay.
Thank you.
Or a couple little hands.
Or
Oh,
little
little
hands.
hands, yeah.
Just take your little hands and put it together with your big hand and make a noise.
That sounds like clockwork to me.
All right. You guys are a glutton for punishment, and I got the punishment right here.
All right. Bring it.
Lovely.
Bring it.
All right. This one's about Little Boudreaux Jr.
Little Boudreaux. Boudreaux Jr.
Little Boudreaux. Little Boudreaux was driving the tractor across the sugarcane field, pulling a wagon loaded down with sugarcane. When one of the wagon's wheels hit a rut and overturned. Now, Thibodeau heard the noise and hollered at Little Boudreaux. He said, "Hey, come on inside, have lunch with us, take a break, and we'll take care of that wagon after we eat." Now, Little Boudreaux said, "Well, that's awfully nice of you, but I think Papa would want me to fix this right now." Now, Thibodeau said, "Oh, come on in. Your Papa won't even know," Thibault replied. "Man, but okay, but I still think Papa gonna be real mad." Now, after lunch, Lil Boudreaux and said his thanks and added, "Man, that sure was good, but I just know Papa gonna be really mad by now." So Thibodeau said, "Why would he be mad? He's your Papa. He loves you anyway." Thibodeau, Lil Boudreaux say, uh, "He's underneath the wagon, Thibodeau. He gonna be mad." I got another one, and this is also about Thibodeau and Boudreaux, and I think there's even a wagon in here somewhere. Now, Thibodeau was doing some work for Boudreaux down on the farm, and Boudreaux had sent them way out toward the back of the property to fix some fences early this morning. Well, mid-afternoon rolls around, and Boudreaux hadn't seen or heard from Thibodeau, who should have done been finished by now, a long time ago. Now, Boudreaux gets on the CB radio, and he calls out to Thibodeau, and Thibodeau hollers back, "Boss, I'm running late because I hit a pig, and I'm stuck with it out here, at the back of the property." Boudreaux said, "Well, don't worry about it, Tib. Those things happen. Just drag it off, throw it in the ditch so nobody else hits it." Now, Thibodeau hollered back, "But boss, he's still alive. He's pretty big. He might hurt me." Boudreaux said, "Man, look under the seat of the truck. There's a double barrel 12 gauge right there. Just shoot him and throw that carcass in the ditch. It'll be all right." Thibodeau said, "Okay, boss, whatever you say." Now, a little later, still no Thibodeau. So Boudreaux get back on that CB and he calls him again. "Tip, what's taking you so damn long?" Now, Thibodeau replies, "Boss, I done what you told me, but I'm still stuck." Now, Boudreaux say, did you do what I told you? Did you shoot him and put him on the side of the road?" Thibodeau replies, "Yeah, I did that, okay. But his motorcycle still jammed up underneath the truck." It was a policeman, y'all. It was a pig.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh,
I know, I should really be ashamed of myself for that one. I'm all friendly with the law enforcement and everything like that.
That's just a
Yeah.
bad taste, but funny.
Funny, yeah.
That runs
Well,
in the family. It's called shit happens. Oh well, sorry.
Yeah, my whole family's law enforcement, so I'm there.
I got family in law enforcement too. I kind of cringed when I wrote that, but then I remembered I still don't like police too much,
And especially when you're driving.
especially when they own my property hiding out in the back. That's never a good
Oh
feeling.
yeah, that's bad too.
All right. Now Boudreaux, he recently had him a surgery, and now he's waking up in the recovery room. He opened his eyes, and he seen Marie standing there, and he says, "Cher, you're so beautiful," and then he drifts off back to sleep. Now that made Marie feel
What?
really, really good, right?
Your voice went out. For me. Is it me?
What?
It's you
Can you hear?
I can hear.
perfectly.
Yeah, I can hear.
All right, Juan, you done screwed up my joke.
Hello?
Wow.
Oh, your voice went out for me. Can anyone
I'm
hear me?
sorry.
Start over
Yeah,
because you need to
it's
edit
perfect.
that out.
I can say next time.
Start over.
Yeah, I gotta start this one over. All right, why can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
You hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
I
sir.
hear you.
Who said what now?
All right, we all good. How about you, Randy?
Randy did.
All right, Randy hears me. He ain't talking, but he hears me.
Who said
All right.
what now?
Now, y'all, Boudreaux recently done had him a surgery. And after he was waking up in the recovery room, he opened his eyes and he seen Marie standing right next to him. And he says, "Chef, you're so beautiful." Now, and then he drift back off into unconsciousness. Now, that made Marie feel really, really good. She was smiling ear to ear. Now, a little while later, he wakes up again. He looks over at Marie and he says, "You cute." Now, Marie, this time she a little disappointed. She said, "Yo, what happened to beautiful, Boudreaux?" And Boudreaux said, "Oh, the drugs are wearing off." Oh, boy.
At least she's honest.
Yeah, at least he's honest.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. Who want to come up here next?
I'll come up.
Who can I
Yay,
introduce?
Fiddler
Fiddler.
Wee!
Yay!
All right, everybody. Big warm welcome for Fiddler.
Yay!
Let's see if I can walk the right avatar off the right stage. We do circles.
Thank you, thank you. This time I didn't step on anyone.
Ah,
I almost did, though.
Sir walking.
Well, again, I got some stupid jokes, but I got some other funny ones too. So,
All right.
all right. I'll start with some of the ones I like the best. I don't have a beer gut. I have a protective covering for my rock hard abs.
Special cushioning, huh?
Right. Yep.
That's your
I read recipes the same way I read science fiction. I get to the end and I think, well, that ain't gonna happen.
Not true.
Life is like a bird. It's really, really cute until it poops on your head. I don't have a girlfriend, but I know a girl that would be really, really mad if she heard me say that. You know, once a computer beat me at chess, but it was no friggin' match for me at kickboxing.
You don't have a computer anymore.
We have enough youth. How about a fountain of smart?
That would be really good.
You know, my therapist says I have a preoccupation with vengeance. Well, we'll just see about that. My first experience with culture shock when I peed on an electric fence.
Oh, God.
I don't have an attitude problem. You have a perception problem.
I know people that do.
Mm-hmm.
The problem isn't obesity runs in your family. The problem is no one runs in your family.
Oh.
You fat slobs. All right.
I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure. Women should not have children after 35, period. I mean, come on, really? 35 is enough kids, I think.
Yeah.
Point.
Okay. I got some getting old jokes.
Yeah, I love them.
The older I get, the earlier it gets late. Women really admit their age. Men really act it.
True.
I'm at the age where I can't keep up with all the things I hate. I'm so old I can remember when emojis were hieroglyphics.
The stinkerer.
Regular naps will prevent old age, especially if taken whilst driving.
Yes, I would.
Goodbye, Dit. Oh.
Aging gracefully is a polite way of saying you're slowly looking really bad. You know you're really old when people call you at 9 p.m. and ask, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you?" I'd like to say I'm aging like a fine wine, but in my case, it's more like a fine, ripe banana.
Is that a euphemism?
I like older women because they're used to life's disappointments, so they're ready for me. Old age is when you're faced with two temptations, and you choose the one that will get you home by 9 p.m. This is a good one. When I was young, I did stupid things because I didn't know any better. Now I know better, and I still do stupid things, but I can't help it. I always feel better when my doctor says something is normal for my age. But then I think, well, that was normal for my age too. I reached the age where looking in the mirror is like checking the news. I know there'll be some new developments I won't like. When you're young, embarrassment is forgetting to zip up your fly. When you're old, embarrassment is forgetting to unzip your fly. And the last one is just an FYI. Don't ever crawl on a workbench thinking you're 25 years old.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's a bad picture there, buddy. That is a very, very sore looking picture.
And that's all I got, folks.
Yay, Fiddler!
Hey, Fiddlah. Big hand, big hand.
Yay, Fiddler me!
Thank you, thank you.
All right, we got a few more minutes, and I got a few more jokes. Lucky y'all. Now, Boudreaux got him an airplane. And it's a brand new airplane. Boudreaux bought himself a new crop duster airplane last week. And he called Thibodeau to come by and check it out. Now, Thibodeau gets there and he says, "Woo-wee, Boudreaux. That's a nice airplane, yeah. You can take me for a little ride in it?" Now, Boudreaux said, of course. But, Thibodeau, I'm going to need your help to start it. Now, Thibodeau, I'll get in the cockpit, and when I tell you, catch hold of that propeller and pull down on it really, really hard. That should start the motor.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah. So Thibodeau does as he was told, because he always does, and Boudreaux yelled, "Contact!" Now, Thibodeau pulled really, really hard on the propeller, and the engine starts right away. Of course, Thibodeau, still hanging on to that propeller, goes round and round several times, then flies about 100 feet off to the side, landing in a pile of cow shit. Now, Boudreaux stops the plane, jumps out, and runs over to Thibodeau. "Thibodeau, you all right? What happened?" Now, Thibodeau get up slowly and says, "Damn it, Boudreaux, you didn't told me to let go." Because y'all know Thibodeau always listens to instructions.
You listened to right.
He does, to the T, to the T. Now, Boudreaux and Marie were sitting at the breakfast table on the morning of their 50th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah, Boudreaux remarked, You know, Chef, it's been 50 years since we sat here on our first breakfast together." And Marie replied, "Yeah, and if I remembers right, we was naked as jaybirds that morning," Boudreaux said. "Ooh," Boudreaux said, "what you think? Should we get naked together?" Now, Marie, of course, she agrees. And they strip off their clothes, and they sitting back down. Marie say, "Oh, Boudreaux, my breath is so hot for you today as there was 50 years ago." And now Boudreaux say, "Yeah, I guess so. One of them's in your coffee, and the other one's in your oatmeal." I didn't know
Wow.
breasts get hot, to be honest with you, so I didn't understand that one, but I thought it was funny that there was in the coffee and the oatmeal.
No, you got to worry when they start winking at you is what happens.
Wink
All
and
right.
blink.
Now, Boudreaux went down to visit an old voodoo woman back in the swamp. And he asked that old woman, says, "Can you remove a curse on me I've been living with for the last 50 years?" And the old woman tells him that she probably can, but she needed to know exactly what the words of the curse was. Boudreaux said, "Oh yeah, the exact words was, I now pronounce you man and wife." I swear, y'all, I don't know where I get these from. I really don't. Some of them are just terrible, terrible, and even more terrible.
Well, they're truthful too. Some of them. Yeah.
Well, 50 years is a long time.
Yeah.
All right, I got two more, but do we got anybody else in here that wants to come up
And he's
here
here.
and
He's good with jokes.
Randy,
who?
are you doing some jokies? Randy,
Randy's not talking. He got no voice tonight.
he doesn't.
Well, I don't hear him. I ain't heard a word from him yet.
I see him only in text. He
Yeah,
can't. He
he
can't.
can't. He can't
Well,
do
the only
it.
thing I have is more Battle of the Sexes, but I have the men's side. But I don't have to do it tonight. I can save it for next week. So go ahead.
Okay, well then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell two more, and then we'll call it a wrap for the night.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give y'all two more to think about.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Now, this one is about T. Boudreaux and his education. Now, if y'all remember, T. Boudreaux is Boudreaux's little boy, and he's about 16 now. All right. So T. Boudreaux is now 16, and he decided it was time for him to learn the facts of life. So Boudreaux take him to the local house of ill repute. I think I did this one before, yeah. Okay. He introduces T to the madam and explains that it's time for his indoctrination into the world of sex. The madam said, Boudreaux, you've been such a good customer over all these years. I'm going to take real good care of him personally. So she takes T by the hand and leads him upstairs, where she completes his flowering. Now, later, as they're walking downstairs, the madam says, since this is your first time, I'm going to see that you get the full treatment before you leave here, T. I'm going to give you a manicure. Now, about 2 weeks later, T and his papa run into the madam on Main Street. T is acting a little shy, so the madam smiles and she said, well, T, don't you remember me? And T stutters. Said, yes, ma'am, I sure do. You the lady that gave me the crabs and then cut off my fingernails so I couldn't scratch them.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's horrible.
Ew.
All right. I had to turn my mic off for that one, y'all, just for a second. All right. Now, Boudreaux, he stayed out partying all night last Friday night, and he just knew that Marie would be really mad when he got home. So he decided to bring her a present. He stopped at one of those ladies' specialty shops and asked the clerk for something really nice and sexy that he could bring to his possibly mad wife. So the young lady comes out with a flesh-colored see-through nightie and told him that ladies really love these things. So Boudreaux told her to wrap it up and he would take it. Now, arriving at home, sure enough, Marie was fuming at him for being out all night. Boudreaux said, yeah, monsieur, I spent all night looking for a present for you, and here it is. Go try it on. Okay. So Marie goes into the bedroom and opening the box is so happy that Boudreaux bought her such a nice gift, decided to forgive him. Now, looking at the nightie, she figures that if Boudreaux brought her something so sexy, he must be in the mood, right? So she decides not to wear it and just go back out without anything on to surprise him in the mood, right? Standing in the doorway in the sexiest pose she could muster up, she asked, said, well, Boudreaux, what you think? Now, Boudreaux replied, man, you would think that for as much as I paid for that dang nightie, they could at least have ironed it first.
Oh, no, oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
Yay! That was great.
All right.
It was awesome.
It's another night, another night at
Good
Hooligans,
night, boys and girls.
another night of laughter.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody, for
Yay.
coming.
Great.
Thank you, everybody, for joking with us. And thank you for making me laugh.
And tip the Sam.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, the sim. We got to tip
Tip the sim.
boys
Empty
and-
your pockets. Throw it all over at that cash register.
Oh,
I
at
want
the
it all.